Hello, welcome to the TimeScape EDM Plus series of videos. My name is Mark, and today we're going to look at the third Microsoft Power BI example, which is the analysis of process management data from TimeScape EDM Plus. What we mean by process management, it would be the capture, the normalisation, the consolidation, the validation and the cleansing of the data within TimeScape EDM Plus. So it's the full data flow life cycle and looking at the how long all these processes took and the lineage of the data, that kind of thing. So we're already signed into Microsoft Power BI Online, and the first visual is process timings. So on any given day we're looking at how long each of those data flow tasks actually took. So if we pick a particular date, 16th of February, we can see in the bottom left how long in seconds each of those processes took. So it's a question of normalisation, consolidation, validating instruments, validating curves, validating surfaces. If we click a second date, and we can see for the 12th and the 16th how those times changed, and the donut chart at the bottom there we can use as a filter to see how long a particular process took on any particular day. And if we take all the filters off, then we can see how long it took over a range of days. The second analysis summary is we can look at the process actions themselves in terms of how long they took. So the top left we have how long each action took, how many points were involved, how many data points were involved, obviously the date, but we can also drill down and see data on the type of asset involved in each of those things. So we can look at the data vendor underneath, and also the property or data attribute that was actually involved, and then finally the actual instrument involved. So we have the full kind of drill down capability to analyse all the aspects of all the different processes in terms of how long they took and how many data points were actually involved. This allows us to actually look at the data lineage, or what happened to any individual data point. So if we pick FX rates, for example, using the Bloomberg identifier, and if we scroll down to GBP currency, and then we pick the close price for a particular point in time and then on a particular date, then what we're basically seeing is everything that happened to that particular point. So the close price for GBP currency, we can see it was normalised, it was consolidated, it was validated by two people, and then it was finally promoted from the silver database to the gold database. And we can actually see with a username who actually was responsible for processing that particular exception. So by using these filters we can slice and dice all the actions that we carried out on our daily exception management process, and we can actually see who did what to each and every data point as might be required by the regulators. And then the final example is we're just looking at the types of tests that we carried out. So we can see for instruments, curves and surfaces, how many points passed the validation and how many failed. And again we can see the pie chart which shows us how many points were actually tested. And as before, we can actually see the breakdown of the type of asset for each of those types of object. So in terms of what we've actually seen, we've looked at the process timings for all of the elements of the data flow over one or more dates. We've actually looked at the summary of all the actions that were carried out on a single date and how many points were involved. We've looked at how to drill down into all the actions to focus on an individual data point to see the lineage of the life of that data point. And then finally we've looked at the validation summary, broken down by the type of object, whether it's an instrument, a curve or a surface, and how many points passed and how many failed. Thank you for your time.